Hey guys, here's my video. I'm going to talk about the games that really disappointed me for E3. And the first one I want to get off is Crysis 2. Now Crysis 2, I was really expecting this game to come out, and I was really expecting to see like a wide open area, maybe some enemies that didn't know you were there, maybe ambushing them or going and adhering to the situation however you like to play. Unfortunately, we were stuck in a situation where you were in a building, a giant Cyclops wannabe Metal Gear robot pops through the wall and blows everything up, and you have to blow it up basically. I wouldn't have a problem with this if graphics were the only thing that I could possibly talk about with this game, because the gameplay looks okay. Gun models, not so impressive. I'm not really impressed with the gun models or the reload animations, but I think that's just the way Crysis is. So you know, don't start raging on me right now saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. This is just from what I saw. They didn't show off any dynamic AI. The AI looked relatively stupid. There was numerous times throughout the demo where the enemy was like right in front of him and they didn't even notice that he was standing there. Maybe he had God mode on. I'm hoping he had God mode on because he didn't seem to get hurt much. And the other problem that I really had with this, and this is the major problem right here. Every sci-fi shooter has a problem with this too. When you shoot the enemies, they really don't react. Resistance, you shoot a Chimera, it doesn't react until you hit it like 3 or 4 times. In Halo, if you're shooting one of the bigger enemies, they don't really react until they die. And in Gears of War, when you're shooting at the guys, they don't react until they die, or they get downed. And the only sci-fi shooter that I could think of that actually makes you feel like you're doing something with every single bullet that you fire is Killzone 2. And this is their main competition. Like, don't even get it twisted. Crytek is going to war with Killzone because they know that Killzone's the best console shooter, or best looking console shooter on any platform. It's the best looking, and it has the best AI, and it has the best character animations, and they know that. And it's also in 3D. The Killzone 3 is in 3D as well as Crysis 2. So they're competing on more than one playing field. They're competing for graphics, gameplay. They're competing for immersion. They're competing for 3D. I mean, there's a lot of things that these two games are competing for, and Killzone 3 just simply outshined Crysis 2 in my opinion, because Killzone 3, when they were showing the gameplay for Killzone 3, the enemies were doing the same thing they were doing in the last time. They were ruthless. They were actually hitting you, almost killing you all the time. And they would take cover. They were very smart, and their movement looked even smoother than in Killzone 2. And this was the pre-alpha code, so that impressed me very much. And when you hit them with the bullet, they react. So if I shot the guy like right here, he would actually get hurt and jerk back. In Crysis 2, unfortunately, when you shoot an enemy, they just kind of stone face you and let you keep shooting at them until they die. That's what it really looked like. When they die, it was kind of cool because they'd fall and their tentacles would like go up and swivel everywhere. But I mean, while they were dying, while they were getting killed, it didn't look nearly as good as I expected it to. Maybe it's because they're just like really ultra powerful enemies, or I mean, I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't put 2 and 2 together. I mean, maybe you should just work on that part. I'm thinking Crytek should just take another look at how they want to present the atmosphere in the game, because the graphics are unbelievable. The graphics for Crysis 2, I'm sorry, they're amazing, but everything else just kind of disappointed me. So I mean, that game left a really bad taste in my mouth. But other than that, there really wasn't a game that disappointed me much, except for the only other game I could think of that really left a bad taste in my mouth was Brink. And Brink is a first-person shooter, but they're incorporating some free-running mechanic into it, so you can move however you like. Now, the thing that I didn't like about Brink was, number one, the guns don't seem to react at all. They don't kick. They have less kick than Call of Duty guns do. And Call of Duty guns really don't have a lot of kick, especially Modern Warfare 2. So, I mean, I was kind of disappointed with Brink because the multiplayer looked very lackluster. It didn't look too well. But if you think about it, the developer that's making it, Bethesda, they're not notorious for an online game. They're really not notorious for a good game outside of Fallout. Wet, if you guys remember Wet, it was like a Western Asian cowboy slow motion shooter, and it really wasn't that good either. It was very disappointing. Fallout 3, amazing. One of my favorite games of all time. It came out with Wet 6 months later. I downloaded the demo expecting something very good because Fallout 3 obviously is such an amazing game, and Wet sucks. And now Brink unfortunately looks like it's not going to be too good either. So my advice to the guys at Bethesda, make Fallout 4. start making it now, and then maybe you'll have it done by the time I get bored of New Vegas, which won't be for a very long time. But as far as Brink does not look very impressive to me. You may think it does, but for me, it doesn't do it for me. It really doesn't. It feels a little original, but not in a good way. So it's kind of like, no wonder developers haven't done this before. It sucks. So Brink and Crisis 2, which makes me very happy because of the fact that I was sitting here with this whole confusion of these 6 shooters coming out, and I'm like, there's 6 or 7 shooters coming out. I don't know which one I'm going to buy. Well, now I know that 3 of them are definitely off my list after E3. I'm not going to buy Medal of Honor, I'm not going to buy Crisis 2, and I'm not going to buy Brink. And, I mean, I'm not going to buy Medal of Honor for a completely different reason. It's just not the type of game that I need. I have Call of Duty and I have Battlefield. I don't need a mix between them. But as far as Crisis 2, I don't need that because I'm probably going to get Killzone 3. And, I mean, why do you need both of these? They're sci-fi shooters. I don't really want to stock my library with the same type of games. And then, obviously, for Brink just has no place in my library at all. I don't see myself being the type of person that's going to play that game. But those 2 games disappointed me. The last game that really disappointed me, like, left a really, just kind of like, oh man, like an oh man feeling for me would be Infamous 2. Not because it didn't look good or anything like that. It looked amazing. I just really wish I could have seen some gameplay. So that kind of disappointed me because I was expecting a little more, especially after the developer said that it was going to give you a heart attack and it was jaw-dropping and all this stuff. But they don't show gameplay. It's kind of like, you know what? Don't give me that when you're not going to show me gameplay. You're going to show me a trailer? I'm sorry, I'm not buying it, buddy. But they did say that there's going to be gameplay next week, so I can't wait for next week. Next week can't come quicker for me because, you know, I get to see some gameplay, and that's also my last week of P90X. I'll be starting next Wednesday, so I'm just looking forward to next week because it can be a big week for me. But those are the games that really left a bad taste in my mouth. All the other games really impressed me. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and check out my other video. It tells you basically the ones that stood out to me the most, and there was a lot of them. But this E3, honestly, more than any other E3, really there was no disappointments. Really, the only disappointments, like I said, were Crisis and Brink. But other than that, I mean, it was a very good year. Developers actually backed their talk up, and I'm happy for that because, I mean, we need that. We need that nowadays, and I think the developers are starting to realize we have true competition now, and we really need to step our games up. So, hell yeah, you know, go ahead, go for it, do it, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. I mean, seriously, that's what it's all about. It just push the industry, make it a better thing. And I'm just rambling on right now, so I'm not going to make you guys suffer through any more of this. Just leave your comments, and you know, you guys know what to do. Just subscribe if you want to. I'll have videos coming up later. A lot of you are asking, you know, when's my next Fallout video? I will definitely have that coming up as soon as I get enough information, because you guys need to realize I need to get enough information to actually make a video. So because I don't like giving you guys speculation. I like giving you guys confirmed stuff because you guys deserve that. So you guys take it easy. Also, the reason why I did not mention Fallout in either one of the last 2 videos that I made, this one and the last one, is because I hold Fallout 3 at a different place, because I'm already going to buy that for sure. There's no doubt in my mind about that. And I make Fallout dedicated videos, so I really don't feel there's a need to talk about Fallout when I talk about the rest of the games at E3. So, and a lot of you guys probably already know that. So just take it easy. You guys leave your comments, subscribe, whatever. You guys have a nice day.